Hello guys, and welcome back to another Nukes Top 5 reaction. On this one we're going to be reacting to, just a second, Nukes Top 10 Crazy Scary Ghost Videos. Like always, the link to the original as well as a link to Nukes' YouTube channel will be in the description, so just head down there if you want to check them out, and get right into the video, shall we? Oh, let me remember to do this.
Paranormal enthusiast James White has a very spooky business. He professionally arranges and hosts seances in allegedly haunted and abandoned buildings in Toronto, Canada. James is hosting a seance at the historic Lambton House with a group of curious participants. The Lambton House is a former inn that was built in 1860, and it is said to be extremely haunted. Now James White and his group are about to witness something absolutely terrifying.
Okay.
No, she's great for him right now. It's the tacos one. Okay. So Norm, someone in this room is trying to harm you? Is it a person? If so, give me a sign.
So
Are
yeah,
they in this room?
Okay.
Is it a male?
Huh?
They hold him back. He felt his chair tipped backward.
Why did you chair to back?
I did not move it.
Oh.
Yeah, sure, he wasn't leaning back in his chair.
He ran together.
We grabbed him as soon as he fell back.
Do not break. Okay, really?
It did break when he fell though, because he went that far back.
Okay, so did somebody actually pull your chair?
Yeah, like he tipped backwards. Yeah.
Somebody pulled your chair?
Yes.
While in the middle of a seance, one participant is forcefully yanked backwards out of his chair by an unseen force.
Is it a male?
Okay. Save my thoughts till the end.
The door behind me was open, and I had my partner sitting beside me, and we had the door, like the door was open behind us, and we thought we heard something back there, but nothing was there. So we turned, and I looked, and I saw nothing. So I turned my head back towards the group, like the circle, and we're all holding hands. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like this force just come and pull me back, and it was like aggressive. It wasn't like calm, it was aggressive, like it was trying to kill me or something. I don't even know. My feet were like flat on the ground. I wasn't moving. I was holding hands with the people beside me, and it just pulled me. And it like felt like someone was coming up behind me, like standing up behind me as I'm sitting in the chair, and like taking my shoulders and like pulling me towards the mirror. It was crazy.
Fellow participants and eyewitnesses from the seance took to Instagram to share their stories about the incident. One seance witness had this to say about the strange event. I sat across from him when this happened, and it was fantastic to see. Another witness says,
People usually
I was
would find that
there.
funny.
Another epic seance with @James White seance. So did James White capture evidence of an unknown entity aggressively grabbing an innocent visitor at the Lambton House? I leave it up to
I
you
doubt it.
to decide.
Okay.
Is it a male?
They hold him back.
So what I'm assuming happened there is they heard a creaking or a cracking sound, most likely coming from the chair's leg. They both looked back to see what the sound was, since they both looked in the same direction, and the one in the chair looked to his right, and the one next to him looked to his left. Then I'm thinking that the guy in the chair was leaning back a bit, maybe to that side, since apparently the one on the right was his partner, so obviously he's going to want to move a little closer. So that ended up putting more weight on that side of the chair, which basically furthered the stress on the leg and caused the leg to break, which caused the chair to tip. That's what I'd assume happened there. Not saying it's what happened, but it's the most likely explanation. And people, just, not sure if you can call this advice or a complaint, but your significant others aren't children. They can answer questions for themselves. There's no reason for you to answer the questions for them. If you paid attention in this, his boyfriend or whatever the guy was kept answering when the guy that fell over was being asked questions, the other guy next to him kept answering the questions instead of him. As I said, he's an adult. He's capable of answering his own questions. Just guess you could say it's a bit more of a complaint than advice, but I think a lot of people get frustrated by that. Basically being treated like you can't answer your own questions and all. Okay, let's go ahead and get back into the video.
Scream. YouTube channel D's Dark Adventures says that an anonymous fan emailed her about a very creepy experience he had while driving home late one night. The dashcam video shows the man driving down an isolated country road in the middle of nowhere. Suddenly, he spots something that makes his blood run cold.
Was it a cop? Was he speeding? Well, you don't want to speed on a road like that, especially not on turns like that.
Excuse me, you need help? What the?
The driver suddenly spots a woman walking all by herself in the middle of the night. As he gets closer, he is horrified when he sees that the woman is covered in blood. Worried for her safety, he rolls down his window and asks her if she needs help.
Excuse me, you need help?
Maybe.
After which she lets out a blood-curdling scream.
What the?
At this point, the man notices that the woman appears to have no eyes, only black sockets.
It's mascara.
Terrified by her reaction and appearance, the driver quickly just gets out of there. He says that he called the police, but they never found this mysterious woman. So just what do you think is going on here? And what would you do in this same situation?
What the?
The woman...
Sounds like a setup to me. If the guy didn't know the woman, then she might have been... Well, who would even be on that street in the middle of the night? My best explanation for that would be that he drove her there and they set up the whole scene. As for the eyes, I'm not sure if you've ever seen people with no eyes, but they don't look like that. The black eye sockets don't look like that. It looks like because if you looked at her all the way up here and then all the way around here, all of this was black. It wasn't just empty eye sockets, so it was basically mascara or something. That's what the makeup for the eyes is called, right? Mascara? But yeah, they painted this entire area here and they overdid it. So it was obviously makeup or something around the eyes. Now, if you don't know the person and you're driving and they scream like that, roll up the window, lock the door, and continue driving. Don't let them catch up to you, because either it's some sort of setup or they're crazy. Because she wasn't screaming for help. And she didn't make any motions for help when he drove by her. So basically, if you see somebody like that, what I'd normally suggest is having your window down some, driving by slowly, and if they actually do need help, they'd motion for you. If they don't, they probably don't need help, and it's risky to offer them help. As I always say in my videos, be safe. You don't want to put yourself in a position where they use a woman to draw you out of the car and then you get jumped by like 5 guys. Let's go ahead and get back to the video.
White. Nukes Top 5 viewer and paranormal investigator Mark Reyes emailed me about a video that he captured with his family while on a ghost hunt at the Evangelical Spiritual Church in Cicero, Illinois. The church was once used as a funeral home and is said to be extremely haunted. It's the middle of the night and Rick and his family are investigating the church when suddenly their EMF meter detects something that they can't see. What happens next is truly chilling.
Are you afraid? That room over there is scary. Have you seen it? This one, come here. This one. This is a private office.
So you can't go in there.
No, I'm saying that it's open because we could.
Those just look like somebody took dining chairs out of the dining room and set them up in a room. In what looks like a coat closet.
Did you see it? A woman who seems to be wearing a white gown can be seen standing behind the family on the far side of the church. Ricky says that his daughter felt a presence as she looked back, but that none of them actually saw the mysterious woman at the time. It wasn't until they returned home that they discovered what they had captured. So could this eerie figure possibly be the spirit of one of the people who passed through the funeral home? Let me know what you think. We need...
Normally, if I see a spirit, I'd expect him to be somewhat transparent. That person was completely solid. You can make out all the features, the hands, you can't really do the legs because the dress. You can make out the face, the hair. If she's not with them, then she's just somebody else that was there. I don't know. That's as far as I can explain that one. As for the little closet there, as I said, it looked like somebody took chairs out of a dining room or something and put them in there like that. The closet just looks like it's meant to be a coat closet. The place is a big place. It obviously was meant, and also a very old place, obviously meant to entertain people. So back then, both women and men wore large coats that had to be taken off when you go inside. So I think that's just an old-fashioned coat closet.
Scary videos. So if you see something that you think would be perfect for the top 5, send it to us at nukestop5@gmail.com. The Burial Mounds. Paranormal investigator Ian from the YouTube channel Midwest Ghost Hunter is back with another investigation. This time at the mysterious Native American burial mounds at the Crow Wing River in Minnesota. Many people claim to have experienced terrifying paranormal activity at the burial mounds.
As people usually
Some
do on
have heard the
Indian
strange
burial
sound of
grounds.
phantom drums and disembodied voices. And some visitors even claim that they have seen glowing apparitions at the site. Curious about the claims, Ian decides to do an overnight investigation in the hopes of capturing paranormal evidence. Things quickly take a very creepy turn as Ian searches for one of the burial mounds.
Man, walking through these woods, I feel like anything could just pop out at me right now. Like, from anywhere. Bears, Bigfoot, ghosts, anything.
Okay, so the guy went out there wanting to see something.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going crazy. I thought I heard something behind me. Hello? Who's over there? I don't know, maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't know. I thought I heard something, but I'm not sure.
Not paranoid, more like wishful.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not going crazy. I don't know. I don't know if I should try this, but I'm gonna try walking backwards because I want to see what's coming up behind me. Honestly, I don't even like walking backwards because I don't know what's ahead of me. Is there somebody out here with me? Oh my God! Holy shit!
Did that person just say
That scared
no?
me so bad. That was a straight up voice. From thin air. It was as if somebody was standing like right there. Hello?
Ian hears footsteps following him. Then he hears a loud, indiscernible voice. He's now a little freaked out, but he continues his search until he finally finds one of the Native American burial mounds.
If there is a
What
ghost out
happens
there
next
messing with him
is
like that,
truly disturbing.
that's my type of ghost.
All right, here's mound number 2. I'm actually not going to say anything this time. I'm actually just going to listen.
I hear nothing. I do hear something there.
Oh my god, I'm hearing all kinds of things over
Didn't
here.
sound female to me though.
It sounds like voices, but they're so faint.
A
That might
female
be a
voice
woman.
can be heard speaking, almost as if someone at the burial mound is having a long, involved conversation. But it's something else that really spooks Ian as he explores the Crowing River's edge. Something truly terrifying.
Even though there's not much going on right now, it's a lot of fun just being out here. Out in the wilderness. Even though it's dark, I can barely see 10 feet ahead of me. Holy sh! Just when I said it was fun being out here. Pretty sure there was a goose back there, splashing in the water.
Yep.
Of all things, Ian's biggest scare so far comes from the sudden sound of a honking goose.
Holy sh!
Eventually, Ian finds another burial mound. Now, Ian knows that he might not be able to communicate in English with the spirits of the Native Americans buried there. So, he decides to just listen. What happens next is truly bizarre.
Okay, I just heard talking. That sounded like a male voice. Could you speak again? Oh my god! Dude, that was a face! I just seen a face! That was a glowing face!
Didn't see it.
Oh my god, I cannot believe that! Dude, his face just appeared right there! Right there! Oh my god, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen!
I didn't see it.
It's one thing to see a light, a mist, or even a shadow, but a face? A face! It looked like a man, too. It looked like a Native American man.
Ian hears another low voice speaking from somewhere nearby. A pale face then quickly appears and disappears from right out of the darkness. Ian is shocked by what he has captured and deems his paranormal investigation a huge success. So did Ian capture the voices and face of lingering
No.
Native American spirits buried at the Crowing River? Let me know what you think. You can watch this entire investigation and many more spooky adventures over on the YouTube channel, Midwest Ghost Hunter.
Okay, guys, on that one, when you go out wanting to see something, not only wanting but expecting to see something, you're usually going to see what you want to see. He heard voices. Even after an enhancement, they were impossible to make out. Basically, there are ways you can enhance the video where it will make it sound like there are voices. And a lot of so-called ghost EMPs, or whatever you want to call them, EVPs, are those. They're so far enhanced just to draw out anything that might resemble words. As for the face, he wanted to he expected to see a Native American face. He saw a Native American face. I saw something there at the end, but it looked just like to me it looked like it was just a enhanced anomaly on a camera. So basically, they had to artificially enhance everything they caught on the video just to get a little bit out of it. And basically, none of that. It just goes down to the saying, if you want to see something, you're going to see something. If you want something to happen, it's going to happen. Your mind will associate everything. You'll be expecting it, and that's what you'll see.
Sandhaven Sanatorium. Nukes top 5 viewer Ricky and his sister Vicky set out to explore the old abandoned Sandhaven Sanatorium near Dunseith, North Dakota. The sanatorium was built in 1912 as a treatment center for patients suffering from tuberculosis. Many of these patients did not survive. They passed away inside the walls of the Sandhaven Sanatorium.
Amazing.
In the
how many people
1960s,
suffered
the
from
hospital
TB.
became a treatment center for the mentally impaired. However, it was eventually closed in 1987 after many reports of patient mistreatment and neglect. The Sandhaven Sanatorium is now known as a paranormal hotspot, and to this day, those with an interest in the supernatural travel to the hospital to explore, hoping to experience paranormal activity. So,
Okay.
Ricky and his sister are carefully exploring the creepy old decaying building. They experience something downright creepy.
No, I bet it was a morgue. Oh, come on, let me have that.
Couldn't tell you.
You don't want to move around in a place like that too much.
Yeah, this building's getting pretty bad.
You don't want to risk stuff falling on you. You don't want to risk becoming one of the residents.
Was that you? That wasn't you, was it?
No. There's that pipe.
Sounds like someone's upstairs. There's someone
You
upstairs.
could see the pipe moving.
There's someone upstairs. Hello? Hello? Where you at?
Now, it should be noted that this odd event can be explained away as simply water rattling around in the building's old rusty pipes. In fact, if you look closely, this isn't even a water pipe at all. It's actually a piece of old metal electrical conduit that has been cut in half. Nevertheless, it moves and rattles as if shaken by some unknown force. Ricky and his sister are a bit freaked out and worried that they might not be alone in the sanatorium. However,
shaken by them.
even if there was someone else upstairs, it would be impossible for that person to even reach this metal conduit to make it move. So this creepy capture remains a mystery.
Is that you? Holy
The thing.
Okay, so that's very easy to explain away. As he said, it was a metal conduit for wiring, not a pipe. Pretty much the same thing, except the metal conduit for wiring is a bit more flexible than a water pipe would be, at least at that age. Very simple to explain away. One of them tied a string around it, while the other one budged them up there, and they were pulling on the string just now, and that would have created that same effect. That's the easiest way to explain that away. If that isn't what happened, I guess you could say it was a ghost, or could be a rat or an animal or something crawling on top of another part of the wire. But the easiest way to explain it is that they tied something around it and they were pulling on it. Because you could hear where it was coming from, so why would he ask her when it was coming from slightly in front of them and not to the side of them? Okay, let's get back to the video.
Down the hall, a group of friends from Madrid, Spain are hanging out when they suddenly hear strange sounds coming from the bathroom down the hall.
¿Están escuchando? Soy yo. Se están escuchando más que ruidos.
I need to clean my nails.
Yo vine del baño.
No vaya, estás loco,
Mano.
¿Qué es lo que quiere? Que vayas.
Mano.
Venga, poco, 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 poco.
Una polla.
No.
I'm so tempted to read the subtitles, but I'm trying to keep my eye on the video.
¿Hola?
Una polla. Hermano, esto es mal rollo,
¿Hay alguien ahí? No. Hermano.
Tira, vamos a ver lo que.
Hermano, no.
Acércate un poco más. Tira. Asoma la cámara. Acércate lo que hay, acércate. Todavía no hay nada. ¡Hostia puta!
¡Corre, hermano! ¡Corre! What the f***?
What?
The guys are hesitant to look inside the bathroom, but when they do, something horrifying can be seen staring back at them. User Ain Holval shares the video to TikTok with the caption, "What the hell was in my bathroom?" Now, it's certainly very creepy, but is it real? Or is it all just an elaborate TikTok hoax? You decide.
¡Hostia puta!
¡Corre, hermano! ¡Corre! What the f***?
Genuine
If it is real and basically not some sort of prop, the hair is kind of messy, but I do think you can get that appearance with makeup. Again, one of the most obvious problems with it is they overdid it with the black around the eyes, because they basically did every part of the eye, of the skin around the eye, with the makeup, so, or with the paint. If it's not somebody playing a prank on them, I think it's just them setting up a video for TikTok.
intrigue. New homeowner and Reddit user Genuine Intrigue has been finding evidence that some kind of animal has been walking around his backyard late at night. Curious to see what kind of animal it might be, he decides to look through the footage recorded by his motion detecting security camera. But what he finds sends a chill down his spine.
Supposed to be raining?
During a soft rain, a translucent figure seems to slowly walk through the backyard. Reddit user Genuine Intrigue has no explanation for this bizarre capture. But what do you think this is?
Anomaly in the footage.
Holton Avenue. Popular urban explorer Chris Hill from the YouTube channel Urbex Hill sets out to explore Holton Avenue, an entirely abandoned street in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, it's unknown why the street was left abandoned, other than it sits in an incredibly dangerous neighborhood. Multiple bodies have been found on this street, and each of the deceased met their end under mysterious and horrifying circumstances. So, dragging around his balls of steel, Chris Hill makes it his mission to record and document the abandoned buildings on Holton Avenue before they are demolished. In the middle of the night, Chris begins his exploration at the abandoned First Hungarian Baptist Church. He soon realizes that he might have made a huge mistake.
I could have swore I heard something.
It almost sounded like a glass bottle or something falling.
I think that's
Shutter.
an animal.
Or a door. Maybe a shelf door. Or it could have been something falling.
That's weird.
upstairs.
What? Just am I covering it? Yeah, I'm
As
covering
Chris is
it.
exploring the basement, he hears strange noises, but can't identify the source. Then a door above him on the ground floor just slams shut. Chris quickly makes his way upstairs to investigate, and what happens next is downright creepy.
Okay. I swear I'm gonna have to just start keeping my webcam in the center of the bottom, because then it would cover up the writing.
There's somebody outside.
I'm not seeing anything.
Chris finds nothing and no one to explain why the door slammed shut. But when reviewing his footage at home, he realizes that he captured more than he thought. A 4K static camera that he placed inside the church's chapel reveals that something seems to move towards the door just before it slams shut. Another static camera shows something pale and translucent moving around the pews while Chris is in the room. But that's not all that Chris captured that night, because after a thorough walkthrough of the church, Chris decides to check out one of the abandoned houses on Holton Avenue.
Okay, the light.
It did not go well.
Transparent thing moving among the pews
This cannot be safe.
is a light reflection. And I'm almost 100% sure. As for the door and the thing in the window, I think there's somebody walking behind the
Find a
window.
body down here. It actually looks like it's just underneath the house. It's not really a basement.
Crawl space?
Sorry. I didn't know nobody lived there.
Squatters.
While checking out the house's basement, Chris hears movement on the floor above him. Freaked out by the sound, he quickly starts making his way out of there. But there's someone inside with him, peeking out from behind a curtain. The man seems to be living in the abandoned home. Chris knows the horrifying stories of the people who met a tragic end on Holton Avenue, so he quickly just gets out of the house. And with that, Chris has had about enough.
That's the right choice.
He decides to just head home. Now, for obvious reasons, I advise everyone watching this to just stay away from Holton Avenue. But if you want to see more of Chris's explorations, you can find them all on his YouTube channel, Urbex Hill.
Okay, so the guy moving in the pews is pretty obviously the reflection of some sort of light bouncing off of something. Seen it a lot, so that's pretty obvious one. As for the door slamming, it looked like somebody was walking behind that glass panel, the glass wall, or the window in the wall. That's how I explain that one. As for the squatter, he made the right choice. Most squatters don't want you to know that they're staying there, and they definitely don't want you telling other people, because then they'll have to find someplace else to squat. So yeah, that one pretty obvious, at least in my opinion. Go ahead and move this back over here. Okay, hopefully I'm not floating again. Get back into the video.
Fall. TikTok user Jalen Rich is hanging out with a friend on the boardwalk in Santa Cruz, California a little after closing time. Something happens that freaks them both out.
Okay, but the boardwalk closed like half an hour ago.
I already need to shave again. Well, trim.
This is scary. Where the Okay, I'm really bad at this. No one's on there. Is there? Okay, I totally saw someone in the camera.
Someone appears to be seated on the Santa Cruz Boardwalk freefall ride, even though the ride is supposed to be closed. But then, whoever or whatever it is seems to disappear into thin air. Jalen explains that both she and her friend saw someone sitting on the ride and have no idea how to explain what happened. Now, the Santa Cruz Boardwalk opened in 1907 and has seen at least 3 confirmed fatal accidents over the last 116 years. One rumor even states that a park visitor tragically broke their neck on this very ride. So could it be that Jalen captured the spirit of someone who never made it out of the park? You decide.
Looking at that, I think it's I think it's just lights hitting the chair. If you look at the part that goes over you to brace your shoulders and stuff, you can see basically there being changes along that as it's going down. So I think it just basically right place, right time to get hit by reflections of lights. Well, for light, having a light being reflected onto it or shined onto it. Even if the rides are down, it's still possible for people to ride them, especially if it's the people doing maintenance on it, because sometimes riding them is the best way to find out what needs to be done. If you know the rides well, and take this from somebody who grew up in a carny family, if you understand what that means. Well, not exactly carny. My dad worked on the carnival. My mom was a ticket booth seller. My dad did a little of everything. Usually ran a ride, transported the ride, put the ride together. Yeah, if you're used to the rides, just hearing them running will let you know what maintenance needs to be done. And they will regularly run the rides unless they plan to mothball them. So they have to regularly run them to basically keep the maintenance up. Let's go ahead and get back into the video.
Followed home. TikTok user Francisco Javier claims that strange things have been happening at his home in Spain after exploring an abandoned farm he came across one day in the middle of nowhere. He says that the farm is a place of intense paranormal activity.
Okay, that looks better. Now I'm not just floating there.
Hola, escúchenlo. ¿Qué va? Coña. Ahora sí, ahora sí me lo hizo detrás de mí.
These adjustments I'm doing are
Francisco is recording at the farm when a door slams shut right behind him. After his days exploring the farm, he believes that something might have followed him home.
Empiezo a grabar porque estoy escuchando sonidos desde el baño muy raros y estoy solo en casa.
Yeah, I'm using a single monitor setup right now, so every time I want to switch between like OBS and the video, I have to alt tab.
Dentro del baño. ¿Qué cojones? ¿Qué va a ser?
Why would you leave your shower curtain closed?
Coño.
Has nobody ever seen American Psycho?
¿Qué coño?
Francisco believes that he might be dealing with multiple entities as he begins to hear taunting voices, laughing, and even the sound of intense crying in the night.
Escucha. Soy un niño.
Sounds like a cat.
No hay nadie.
The chilling sound of a baby crying sends Francisco off to search his entire apartment, but he finds nothing to explain the sound.
Sounded like
Another
a cat
night, and
to
things
me.
escalate to another level when Francisco's Amazon Alexa begins to behave very strangely and absolutely terrifying.
Alexa me da un susto de muerte.
Escucha. Mira, se acaba de conectar. ¡Qué susto!
Francisco says that his Alexa is disconnected, yet it calls out in Spanish, "Go to the window. I want to see you."
Sure, it's disconnected.
Mira, se acaba de conectar. ¡Qué susto!
And that's not the only time that this happens.
Coño.
And anybody with a modern computer can do the voice to text like this with a little editing.
A female voice coming from the Alexa laughs out loud but then stops as soon as Francisco comes around the corner. Then an entirely different, lower and creepier voice calls out, "Hola." Francisco has had enough, but he has no idea how to stop the terrifying activity. He tries to continue living his life as if nothing has happened. But then one night when he's hanging out just watching TV, this happens.
Have you tried using your Alexa
Oye,
for target
acabo de
practice?
empezar a escuchar a tocar desde esa puerta. ¿Están tocando desde ahí? ¿O es cosa mía? Míralo, míralo. ¿Hola?
Yeah, and it happens right on cue.
No puede ser. ¿Qué coño es eso? ¿Qué coño es eso, tío?
What?
¿Qué coño es eso? ¿Qué cojones? Hay una luz aquí encendida también.
That is like the smallest hallway I've ever seen.
¿Qué coño era eso? No hay nada, tío. ¡Uf! ¡Qué puto susto, loco!
Francisco is startled by knocking coming from his hallway door. When he stands up to check it out, he spots what appears to be a small child looking in through the window. Shocked by what he's seeing, he quickly opens the door only to find no one there.
I could be wrong here,
Whoever or whatever this is has disappeared.
but are his
So did
swords
something
on
follow
there
Francisco
wrong?
home from the abandoned farm that he explored? Could it even be multiple spirits?
Aren't
And
the
if you
blades
were in
of
his
swords
shoes,
supposed to be
just
pointing
what
upwards
would you
when they're
do?
on display like that?
Se acaba de conectar. ¡Qué susto!
Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications so that you never miss a video. You can also follow me on the socials and say, hey there, what's up, buddy? Huh. Anyway, hopefully I will see you again next week.
Well, that's a good way to look creepy. Send a single message and only one message. What's up, buddy? I love the imagery. Okay, guys, that's it for this one, and I will see you in our next reaction. So until then, be safe and have fun.